the only program dedicated to currency events. You're listening to the WBBM Noon Business Hour.
Well, Jews across Chicago and around the world will celebrate Passover with a Seder dinner, and that means our guest today is incredibly busy. We welcome Mark Goodman, owner and CEO of Schmaltz Deli, located 3011 Ogden Avenue. They're in Lisle. Mark, thanks so much for joining us. Let's begin here. For those unfamiliar, what exactly is a Seder dinner, and why is it such a central part of the Passover celebration?
It's a very big part. It's ceremonial. It's honoring the exodus of the Jews from Egypt. And there's a lot of ceremonial things on a Seder plate that represent the tears, represent the slavery, represent the mortar, the bricks that were made by the Jews for the Egyptians. So it's a very important part of our culture and celebrated worldwide.
Mark, what's typically on the Passover shopping list, both for individuals preparing at home and for delis like yours?
Well, it's all unleavened product, so it's a real switch. We don't eat bread, and everything becomes flourless. There's a whole bevy of desserts that get made, everything from honey cake, baked flourless brownies, macaroons. But on the meat side, heavy brisket, a lot of brisket. We've got a cooking schedule going through the weekend on brisket to keep up with the demand. But a lot of chopped liver, a lot of gefilte fish, specialty items that you don't normally have all year round. Kugels and things that we make, spinach artichoke, apple matzah kugel, things that are just traditional to Passover, all made with matzah products.
We're speaking with Mark Goodman, owner of the Schmaltz Deli. So, Mark, let's talk about you specifically. How big of a weekend is this for your deli, and how early do you start preparing for the Passover rush?
It's really about 3 weeks before. We've got to get the menu out there into the community. So really a month out, we're testing new items and trying things to see what didn't sell previous year and what we think might be important for people to try this year. Then we allow a period of time for orders to get in, and we did the cutoff last Sunday. And really last week was all preparation, and this week is all preparation, and we'll be going until the last Seder that we serve on Sunday night with preparation.
Mark, finally, have you seen any new trends in how families are celebrating or catering their Seder dinners in recent years?
I think they try to make a lot of things themselves. I think the gatherings are happening again. COVID certainly had impacts, and that's being changed now. But I think because of the cost structure on things, people try to do as much as they can at home. But there's still a lot of things that are difficult to make, or you have to have special ingredients for. So there's still plenty of things that can be made for you that you can pick up at places like us.
Mark, thank you so much for your insight there. That's Mark Goodman, owner and CEO of Schmaltz Deli, right there in Lisle. Hey, still ahead on this Entrepreneur Friday, we check in with Chicago businessman and impresario Billy Deck. That's coming up. But right now, 12:23, time for a look at business. Here's Nancy Lyons.
Thanks, Judson. The Dow is up 356 points. The S&P has gained 54. The NASDAQ up 178. The Wintrust WBBM Chicago Index from Bloomberg is up about 0.33%. Consumers, though, are increasingly queasy about the economy. The latest University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index for the first part of April was at its lowest point since 2022. Those polled said they expect inflation to jump to 6.7% this year. People are worried about the job market and their personal finances, largely due to tariffs. Well, China has retaliated against President Trump's tariffs by further hiking duties on all U.S. goods to 125% beginning tomorrow. And in a statement, the Chinese government will no longer consider matching U.S. tariffs and will, quote, fight to the end if the U.S. substantially infringes on its rights and interests. Now let's check in with Kurt Kimmel at agmarket.net in Normal. Kurt?
Well, good afternoon, Nancy. Dry conditions for the wheat crop in the Black Sea region has put wheat prices on the offensive. Soybeans are higher due to China buying over 60 cargoes of soybeans on the world market. And also there's a very wet forecast as we move into the last part of April, which will slow planting progress. Corn futures 6 to 10 cents higher, soybeans 14 to 20 cents higher, and the wheat market's up 15 to 16 cents a bushel. Kurt Kimmel, agmarket.net.
Thanks, Kurt. With business at 23 and 53, live from the Bloomberg Newsroom, Nancy Lyons, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM News Time, 12:25. When searching for incredible savings on remaining 2024 Cadillacs, discover Heritage Cadillac. Our look at traffic and weather is next. It's 12:20.